Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are welcome to CTY online education program. For this third term, this is ss2 topic for week 4. The topic of our discussion is environmental problems. Environmental problems can be defined as any natural or human-induced incident which poses a serious problem to the lives and property of people in the environment. Environmental problems can also be defined as any disaster caused by nature or man which poses a serious danger or risk to lives and properties of people in the environment. The following are some of environmental problems. Number 1, soil erosion, coastal erosion, environmental pollution, volcanic eruption, drought, earthquake, flooding, oil spillage, typhoon, hurricanes, blizzards, tornadoes, mass wasting, deforestation, gas flaring, desert encroachment, mining, and lightning. What is soil erosion? This can be defined as the removal of topsoil by the action of water, wind, and ice. What are the causes of soil erosion? Number 1, deforestation, bush burning, overgrazing, cultivation along the slope, excess rainfall on wind, shifting cultivation, population pressure on land, mining and mineral consumption or exploration, absence of vegetation. What are the effects of erosion? Number 1, it causes the removal of top fertile soil meant for crop production. It causes loss of farmland. It causes the loss of lives and properties. It leads to damage of roads and railway lines. It leads to the development of bad land. It creates environmental imbalance. It can pollute our drinking water. What are the control of erosion? Number 1, cultivation across the slope, controlled grazing, afforestation, deforestation, cover cropping, terracing, which is a method of cutting steps to reduce the speed of water, improved farming method, legislation against felling of trees, creation of shelter beds, public enlightenment against erosion. The next types of environmental problem is desert encroachment. What is desert encroachment? This is the extension of deserts to areas where they are originally not desert areas. The following are some desert-prone areas. We have the Sahel region of Nigeria, the Borno, Maiduguri, and Sokoto area, then the northern Nigeria. What are the causes of desert encroachment? Number 1, we have overgrazing, we have climate change, we have bush burning, high speed of winds, deforestation, prolonged drought, over cultivation. What are the effects of desert encroachment? Number 1, loss of pasture or livestock results in hot or dust of environment, loss of vegetation. It brings about famine and hunger. It leads to the loss of animals and human death. It exposes the soil to wind erosion, loss of agricultural lands. It leads to the shortage of water for animal and human consumption. Control of desert encroachment. Number 1, afforestation. Number 2, irrigation. Number 3, creation of shelter beds. Number 4, cover cropping. Number 5, rotation grazing. Number 6, legislation against bush burning. Number 7, controlled tree felling. Number 8, environmental education. Number 9, control use of wood for fuel. Another problem of the environment is flooding. Flooding can be said to be the occurrence of excessive volume of water in an area that are not usually waterlogged. Causes of flooding. Number 1, excess rainfall. Number 2, refuse dumping in drainages. Number 3, poor drainage system. Number 4, establishment of settlements along river channels. Number 5, erection of building or houses on watershed or roads. breakdown of dams and embankments. What are the effects of flooding? Number 1, loss of life and properties. Number 2, leads to interruption of socio-economic activities. Number 6, it makes human and vehicular movement difficult. Number 5, it creates health hazards by way of pollution. Number 6, it washes away the road and railways. Number 7, it leads to diversion of public funds. Number 8, it creates the need for emergency relief supply. Number 9, it can spread waterborne diseases. Number 10, it leads to the destruction of farmlands. Number 11, it leads to the displacement of people and settlement. What are the solutions or control of flooding? Number 1, construction of wider gutter or culverts. Number 2, avoid waste dumping on waterways. Number 3, proper channelization of flood from the city centers. Number 4, forest reserves on strategic watersheds. Number 5, public enlightenment on the effect of flooding. Number 6, legislation against indiscriminate dumping of waste or refuse and erection of building on swampy areas. Number 7, construction of dams to serve as water reservoirs. Number 8, proper urban planning to avoid urban flooding. Number 8, environmental sanitation to drain culverts. Another environmental problems include drought. Drought can be defined as a state of prolonged or abnormal moisture deficiency and a general state of dryness. It is also referred to as the absence of rainfall, which is enough to cause total dryness in areas. Areas affected by drought. Number 1, the Saharan region, that is the Senegal, the Gambia, the Mali, southern Mauritania, Burkina Faso, northern Ghana, northern Nigeria, and southern Niger Republic. Then we also have the desert areas like the Namib Desert, the California Desert region, and the Sahara Desert. Causes of drought. Number 1, absence of rainfall. Number 2, high rate of evapotranspiration. Number 3, low humidity. Number 4, low cloud cover. Number 5, changes in weather and climate. Number 6, high daily temperature without a corresponding rainfall. Effect of drought. Number 1, drought threatens plant life, which leads to crop failure. Surface streams or rivers may dry up. It affects human beings and livestock. It leads to high loss of crops and livestock. It requires the planting of low moisture requirement plant or crops. It may lead to migration of people and animals. It creates problems between farmers and pastorists. It creates refuge problem. It leads to scarcity of food. It leads to famine. It leads to malnutrition. Control and solution of drought. Number 1, afforestation. Number 2, irrigation. Number 3, planting of cover crops. Number 4, avoidance of overgrazing. Number 5, planting of drought-resistant trees or crops. Number 6, there should be artificial stimulation or cloud seeding. Number 6, creation of green beds. Or shelter beds. Number 7, there should be improved farming method. Number 8, cutting of trees should be discouraged. So at this point, we are calling today for today. When next you come your way, saying goodbye and God bless.